We are diving into chapter 32 of Tanya together. Chapter 32 is about the most direct way to love one's fellow. So it really does go along with the flow that we're in right now of after leaving a space of judging another person, how to get into the place of really honestly loving another person. So the gematria, the numerical value of the word lev, lamed base, which means heart, is 32. So chapter 32 of Tanya has been called the Lev, the heart of Tanya, by both Hasidim and Rebbeim. And what's the essence of the core of it? Is that I might have made the mistake of thinking that I can just be a spiritual person without connecting to my fellow. Yeah, there's my relationships with other people, and then there's my relationship with God, and they're separate things. Because ultimately, Tanya is a guidebook of how we are connecting ourselves to God. And so why is it so essential that the chapter 32, the heart of the Tanya, is about how to love another person? I love the person sitting next to you, is because true holiness is not about leaving this world. It's about finding godliness within, and that includes within other people, is being able to connect with anyone. The holier someone is, the more expansive they are, the more tolerance, the more openness, the more appreciation they have for other people, right? The more constricted I am, the less tolerance I have for other people, the more I just need everyone to be like me in order for me to love them. The more expansive I am, the more I can be open to loving so many different people. And so Tanya is teaching us the true path of holiness is how we're connected we are with other people. And we should never separate them. Our relationship with God and our relationship with other people, because they are so intimately connected. Through our relationship with other people, we come to truly know God in the deeper, most fullest way. Our way of Judaism is not meditating on a mountaintop. Look at, all of our holidays are times of being spent together. Judaism basically forces you to be social. It's like, hey, we all need a Shabbat meal. Okay, there's a holiday, it's Purim, we have to give each other presents. All right, I guess I have to interact with you, right? On these holy days, it's about our interactions with each other, because it's through these interactions that we draw God into the most intimate part of our life, into our relationships. Okay, so the Tanya is telling us that the most straightforward way is that the less I am identified with my body and the more I am identified with my soul, the easier it's going to be to love another person. Because our bodies inherently create this form of separation where there's you and there's me. In truth, if we were to realize how one we absolutely are, even within our bodies, we just completely trip out. We'd fall on our faces because if we understood how intimately connected we are with every single person. The reality is that our bodies create this delusion where we feel separate from each other. And therefore, the greater attachment to my material self, the more I'm identified with this I, with this ego, then it's you versus me, right? So practically, if there's only one brownie, it's either in my stomach or it's in your stomach. If there's only one championship, right? There's only one winner, so it's me or it's you. And so the body inherently creates competition. And so the most straightforward way is to focus on our soul, to focus on the part that unites us, our commonality. So this is a quote from Tanya, okay? So your body becomes disgusting in your eyes and repulsive. Psalm 15:4. And find happiness in the joy of your divine soul alone. This frame of mind will be easily accessible, the straightforward path, to come to fulfill the mitzvah, love your fellow as yourself, from Leviticus. Extending love to every soul in Israel, from great to small. So as long as I'm still focused on the body, the personality, the ego, so it's me versus you, I'm higher, you're lower, I'm higher. Okay, we have so many different things, right? So many things. What can't separate us? Politics, opinions, religiosity, favorite colors, what soccer team you're rooting for, anything. There's so many things that could divide us. But when we focus on the soul and we identify with the soul, then we're in this place where we can connect automatically. We can connect instantaneously because from that perspective, we're all one. And so the reason it begins by saying so that your body becomes disgusting and your eyes are repulsive is we're continuing on from chapter 31, where we were in that ego-crushing place and of just really, not identifying with breaking the cleat of ego. So once we're already in that place, it's kind of like a natural transference of, okay, so now that I'm already trying to disidentify with my body, so in that note, we can go forward and really identify as the soul. So ultimately, every day of Tanya, we want to be living with it. Chapter 32, we're going to be learning it over the next expanse of time. But to really just be living with it, this part every day is just really starting by how do I identify? How can I see myself as a soul? We don't want to kid ourselves. The alternative is always about being real. Our orientation, like we've already covered in Tanya, is that I wake up and I feel like an I. I feel like a self. I identify as the body and the animal soul. we're not saying that you should live in La La Land and forget about your body. We're saying that I can intellectually appreciate and contemplate the reality of my soul. Meaning, if I spend all day thinking about my body, I'm going to be overly identified with my body. Yes, we identify as the body. We're not necessarily trying to change that orientation, all the way 100% through. We're just keeping an intellectual appreciation of the awareness of our soul, meaning I'm naturally going to feel like a body. But the more I can think about myself as a soul, when I'm saying a blessing, identify as the soul. In each interaction, remind myself, I am an neshama, I am a neshama, and create that cognitive awareness. The more I am aware of my soul, the more I'm going to be able to connect with another soul. So throughout today, just really, whenever you can, remind yourself, I am this neshama, to intellectually identify as an nefesh Elokis, as the part of the divine within us.